I'm just very grateful because the testimony I'm here to share is one that is, even me, it's like the Bible says, when the Lord turned away the captivity of Zion, they were like they that dreamt. It still feels like a dream. It all started in 2014. My mom just woke up out of the blues. I'm talking of my mom that gave birth to me, taught me hymn songs, drove me to church. She just said, Jesus Christ no longer exists. And she's now turning to Islam, and it's only Muhammad that is. She denied everything about Christianity, and the thing that gripped her, whatever came over her, was so strong that it culminated into her detaching relations with any Christian around her. She developed a very strong hatred, including we, her biological children, because she tried to talk us into her newfound faith, and we said, no, you were the one that even, raised us up as Christians, so we will stay as Christians. And then that hatred extended to us. My mom disowned me. She cut off from me, this was 2014. For the past 10 years, I have not seen my mom eye to eye. We've not spoken, we've not, in the long run, it just kind of became a new norm to me. Like, okay, well, life goes on, it is what it is. And then sometimes this year, I was introduced to the NSPPD fire altar. Thank God for my maternal auntie who introduced me. February 6th, I joined, and then I started hearing mind-blowing testimonies, such that it's like, pinch me, like, is it during our time? And so I became so dedicated, and I'm like, God, I must get my own testimony from this altar. And so in the UK, I was in my house because I'm based in Lagos. I flew all the way from Lagos, by the way, to share this testimony. So, during the NSPPD UK prayer conference, I was connected in my house. And then, if you can remember, a lady shared the testimony of reconnecting with her mother in UK. So I was in my house in Lagos. I'm like, okay, there's been no physical form, but if the God Elroy that did it for this lady, I'm also disconnected. It's been 10 years. I also tap into this testimony for myself. And I just said it jokingly, and that was it. Not long ago, like 3 weeks ago, somebody from Ghana shared about reconnecting with her mother. And I'm like, okay, this is getting, God is passing a clear message, And I've heard of people saying, if Papa didn't mention their case, but just by them connecting through testimonies, they got the same miracle. And so I'm like, okay, so God, the third person that will testify of reconnecting with her mother will be me. And if that happens, I will come to NSPP, the altar, and testify. So this happened just last Saturday. I was in my house, and then I received the call, the almighty call. From the first hello, she called my name. I knew this was my mother, and she just burst into tears. She said, my daughter, where have you been? I said, Mommy, where have you been? I said, oh, like you even called me your daughter, so I'm your daughter. She said, yes. What kind of question is that? Because my mom is based in Abuja. She said, come and see your mother. And because, through all these testimonies, right, after connecting to the testimonies, Papa will always say, write what you want. I will always write what I want. The three things your prayer request during communion, I will always mention this case, that what God cannot do does not exist. Just like that, it happened. And the moment I received the call, the next thing I booked my flights. And so the thing is, I'm coming from my mother's house right now to church. And the catch is that the woman who did not want to use her eye to see any Christian near her, who did not want to use her ear to see, my mom was the one that woke me 7 a.m. today. Baby girl, get ready and start going to church. She said, what church do you go to? I said, Streams of Joy. She even booked Uber. She said, start going to church. So it is evident. The hand of God is evident. And by the special grace of God, the remaining part 2 of the testimony, we all know what we are talking about. I will come back to this altar and testify of the goodness of God. What God cannot do.